Siem Reap, Cambodia, home of Angkor Wat, one of the forgotten wonders of the ancient world. Amongst the mixed crowd of locals, vagabonds, and passing travellers, we came across an inspiring adventurer and infinitely determined filmmaker. Meet Mitch St.Pierre.
That's the reason I started traveling, was documentaries. There's always documentaries. I was always wanting to live in another country. And I guess maybe that's almost like a drug. That's what a drug is, right? Like, you want to have that same thing that you had when you did that drug. And that's why people become drug addicts, because they want to keep the high going or whatever. Like traveling myself, right? Like for me, obviously it's more challenging to get around town, and it's not like in Canada where if I want to go into a restaurant, I can push a button and the door magically opens for me, and there's ramps everywhere and elevators to go everywhere. But, you know, like I said, that's the way you just got to cope with whatever you have and learn to deal with what you have, right? I think when you're forced into a situation, I think your like survival mechanisms just come into play. Hotels, I've never worked a day in my life in a hotel, so I had no idea how to run a hotel. Like, I just kind of came into it blindly. But like I said, once you're forced into a situation, you sit down, you're like, okay, shit, now I got a hotel, so I have to figure out how to run this hotel. I'm not passionate about running hotels, but I'm passionate about doing stuff like this. Passionate about being in Cambodia, having this weird, certain kind of lifestyle. Sometimes I look back, like, for instance, the other day I see a blind guy walking down the street, and I look at him, I'm like, oh man, that must be difficult. How does he get around and do this and do that? And then I stop and I think, I'm like, oh wait, people must actually think that about me when they see me. Like, oh man, how does this guy get around? Or, you know, how does he do this and do that? I've never really had long-term plans. Like, I never, like right now, I can't say where I'm gonna be in 1 year. I have no idea. And I think it's just a matter of things happening. Like, there's no way that I could live in the suburbs and have my job and get up 9 to 5, go home, watch TV. You know, I always need something different, something new. Who knows what will happen after this, or, you know, how any of our lives will change. And especially when traveling, your life can change so much more than if you're back home and you're doing the same thing every day, right? Because you're doing so many different things here and you have no idea where your life is going to take you. And for myself, for example, like, always trying to keep those moments alive by being in places like this.
True to his spontaneity, Mitch asked us to film the trailer for his next project.